Oh my god, I need a drink of water.
Sipping all by yourself, sweetheart?
Welcome back to Hybrid Havoc. I'm the host, the second one with the most, Inkie.
Hello, I'm the most Xinexes. This is the show where we stick things to other things, like Frankenstein.
Did I not say that? Oh man.
You literally skipped over that.
I literally skipped over it. God. Last time we drew the Team Sonic as Power Rangers. And this time we're drawing Team Dark.
It's gonna be fun. We drew a lot of good this time around. Let's get to the designs.
Starting with Rouge the Bat.
Let's get moving!
So, Team Dark. Team Dark starts with the woman, Rouge the Bat. Really, I started with her because I only know how to draw women. It's really unfortunate. It's really upsetting. No, I'm just kidding. I know how to draw men, but I'm not very good at it. So, whatever. Point is, when I originally started drawing Rouge the Bat, well, you can see my references in the background. I had a ton of different ideas for her and the rest of Team Dark. And I first started out with a visor that didn't actually connect to like a lower part of the mask, like how we eventually ended up with the masks, which was based on this old Tatsunoko anime. I forgot what it's called, but their visors just look really cool, and I was like, let me try something with this. But it didn't look quite right, so I scrapped it, and I eventually got to this more heart-shaped appearance for her visor. And as well, I made her ears less like Batman, or like just something you would be able to tell, like those are ears from the front.
Less like Batman and more like a bat, man.
Bat woman? Yeah.
Bat them?
Now, specifically for Rouge's gloves, I thought the way that it folded up on her, like on her original actual design, the way that it kind of looks like the same way that the socks fold in on each other on other Sonic characters. I thought it kind of looked weird with imagining Power Ranger suits, so I decided to just do sort of like a less defined cuff on the top part of her gloves, and I think it turned out okay. And now the other big thing about her design, oh, actually, scratch that. Now with a lot of different female Power Rangers suits, they tend to have skirts, and I was trying to figure out how a skirt would work well with her giant boots. And then I also had the idea of incorporating her wings somehow into her suit, and I was like, okay, well, let's make the wings her skirt. And I have yet to draw this actually, but eventually I want to draw her with the wings out and how I imagine they would look. And they would sort of either wrap around the wrist or like to one of her fingers, maybe like her pinky finger, so she could have like easy mobility of her arms and stuff. But I'll probably just do a sketch of that. Maybe it'll be on screen somewhere, but whatever, you get the idea. I made her wings, her skirt, and I thought it looked cool.
And due to this fun little transformation, this character will be the first female Power Ranger to wear pants. Full pants.
Yeah, I guess she is wearing pants. I guess it would be a little bit like leggings. I don't know. I don't know how the suit would personally work, but
Yoga pants.
It covers. I imagine that her legs are pretty much covered And I would assume that she's probably wearing pants somehow. So anyways, now the next, the final large thing about her design in particular is, well,
Her big naturals.
her big naturals. I wasn't going to say that, but
you were thinking it.
I was thinking it, and I can't stop thinking about it. Now,
Good. Valid. Lesbian moment.
The thing is, I find that the skin version of her suit looks very cool and fits her character perfectly fine. And now she may look a little awkward against the other Rangers in the entire, like, if we show like Team Sonic next to Team Dark, maybe she looks a little out of place. But I also think that's kind of the point, because she's not necessarily compared to the rest of the Sonic characters, she's kind of weird in my opinion. She's really out there. She's the most anatomically humanoid, which is also weird. Compared to a lot of other Sonic characters. I don't know about the comics or anything, but at least in the cartoons and the video games, she's one of the very few anatomically correct humanoid characters. That's besides.
Oh, do I have some news for you? You look at her earliest designs in the comics, she is a human being with a fucking weird ass head.
Awesome. I love that.
She is literally the Jessica Rabbit of the Sonic universe, born into existence from it. I'm not bad, I'm just drawn that way.
Now the other thing too, is that I also was inspired by some of the Sentai villains. A lot of them show skin, or their rubbery suits are like, it implies skin, so I was kind of going for that look. Like, Team Dark is kind of, they're more of an anti-hero group now, but they started as villains, and I thought it would be interesting if her suit, you know, she'd be one of the only Rangers that shows skin, because you can't really get a good grip on, like, is she a good person or is she a bad person? But you all can let me know which version you like more. I like the skin version, but the all-black version goes along with the rest of the group, including Team Sonic and maybe potentially future other characters, but we'll worry about that another date. But that is Rouge the Bat, also known as the Thief Ranger. So next up, we have Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, Shadow the Hedgehog came to me very easily. I was like, I want his suit to be very sleek. You know, Sonic the Hedgehog's suit is also very sleek, but I wanted Shadow's to be very uniformed and I don't know what this clothing is called, or this type of top shirt is called, but it's the kind of shirt that you might see in old World War II photos where, like, part of it comes across the chest, like almost all the way across the chest, and then the sort of like buttons are on one side of, like, the right side. And I sort of wanted to give Shadow that look, and I was getting like Winter Soldier vibes, because I believe he had, or at least Bucky, when Bucky was like before he became the Winter Soldier, he had a suit where he had that over the chest button up look, and I like that look, so I thought that would be fitting for Shadow. And eventually, when I get back to him, do another sort of Doom look for him, which you'll see one day. I wanted that vest to look like is it the Shadow Ranger from Power Rangers? Yes, I wanted
Power Rangers SPD.
Yeah. Power Rangers ACAB.
Damn.
I wanted his suit to kind of line up with the Shadow Ranger, with the other Shadow Ranger from the official Power Rangers series, and I thought it'd be a nice homage to that Ranger as well. Now you can see as I'm drawing him, I don't actually, in his final design, he has a little more red on his shoulders, and a little more red, I think elsewhere too, but I can't quite remember. But, like I said, I thought his design came to me very easily, and compared to the rest of the Sonic Sentai group, including Team Sonic, I wanted his morpher to be unique, which, you know, we obviously based it on we called them the Gaia morphers, right? But I wanted Shadow's to be a little out there, where he has 4 morphers, essentially, on his wrist and ankles, because his power is just too much. They have to keep, I guess whatever manifestation of the Power Rangers' powers, they have to be contained with 4 different morphers, or he will just go absolutely off the walls, donkey balls, nutso, and just destroy everything. I'm just kidding. He's a good guy, but he won't do that.
Fun fact. Due to Black Doom in this series being basically another Black Ranger, sort of, not really, but energy-wise, if he doesn't wear these rings, he will explode. Just like in real Power Rangers, where if there are 2 Rangers of the same universe and color, they will explode, and probably make a black hole. This is canon.
Ah, One Piece rules. You can't eat more than 1 devil fruit. Unless. Anyways.
Unless.
That is the Shadow Ranger. Oh, I also took this gem from Black Doom and put it on his suit because I thought it looked cool. And now that I'm thinking about it, I actually incorporated, like, a lot of my character designs have this green gem or green color around their waistline, like with Lord Egg in the previous video and in this Shadow design. I just think it's a nice little pop of color when put against black and red. It's very nice, and it draws the people's eyes. So, yeah. In lore, he just took it from Black Doom because he wanted to. He really just said,
"Fuck you, Dad."
Fuck you, Dad. I'm taking my lunch money. Anyways, all of this to say, I had very fun drawing Shadow the Hedgehog. One last thing I want to talk about is his helmet. His helmet, I had just a very small problem drawing it at first because I didn't know how I was going to do the quills. But eventually, I was like, you know what? We're just going to do something absolutely ridiculous looking. And I think it turned out amazing. So yeah, that is Shadow the Hedgehog, also known as the Ultimate Ranger. Now lastly, for Team Dark, I originally wasn't going to do him, but I wanted to anyways. We have Omega. Omega is my favorite Sonic character, next to Shadow, of course. I mean, all of Team Dark are my favorite Sonic characters, my top 3. In any order, I don't care, but I love Omega so much.
It's so real for this.
Now, Omega was a little bit difficult in the same way that Knuckles was difficult for Zen, because, like, you can't really make someone a non-humanoid look normal. So
Knuckles wasn't that bad. I think you're thinking of Tails.
I think, well, yeah, the Tails was definitely difficult for you, but I'm talking more about the scale when compared to the rest of the team. Omega is a big boy. He's bigger than Knuckles. So I had a little bit of trouble coming up with how big he might be in the actual show, or in a hypothetical Super Sentai show. I think he would have to be played by a very large actor on top of having a very large suit that you would put on. And it would, I imagine it to be very uncomfortable, but to get that Omega look, you gotta get uncomfortable. So,
Which is why in Sonic Movie 4, Omega will be played by Shaquille O'Neal.
if
If that happens, if that happens, 1 million views, 1 million subs immediately. We called it.
if that happens, you gotta get a million subs.
If that happens,
well, if we do have an Omega that is probably as big as Shaquille O'Neal with the whole suit on. Now for Omega, I didn't really change a whole lot. He's sort of like my Eggman design, where he's not entirely dissimilar from Omega, aside from the fact that he has to be humanoid, or more humanoid than his robotic form. So I was like, okay, well let me just imagine him as a suit on a person. And so I did. I was originally going to just do the all black and all red theme, but I was like, this color green on him, I think is really striking. So I thought, because a little silly teaser for you, the Omega Ranger, which is what I'm calling him, is a special, unique guy. As you can see, when compared to Rouge the Bat, when compared to the Thief Ranger and the Ultimate Ranger, he doesn't have a morpher, and that's because he's not a morpher, but he's a special guy.
he's more like a walking sword,
He's
walking,
more like
talking sword.
Yes. He is
Like most of the other robots in the series of Power Rangers.
He is a walking, talking Zord. And so that means he's very strong and capable on his own. I imagine that for his type of weaponry, he just summons guns, lots of guns. And that's also why I gave him a bunch of green on his body, just to show you that he's exuding with this green, powerful energy. And to see that he's sort of like almost similar to the Ultimate Ranger. He too has a lot of power within him, and that's why he's a walking, talking sword. So yeah, I mean, there's not really much to talk about with Omega. I just took the parts from Omega and made them into suit parts. I gave him a lot of green coloring. I even changed his eye colors to green at one point, but I changed them back to red because I think it looks a little bit better. But you tell me if you would like to see a green, if you would like more green or more red Omega. But yeah, I really enjoy drawing all of Team Dark. Like I said, they are my favorite Sonic characters, and I was so happy to be like, when Zen initially came to me with this idea, I was like, I have to have all of Team Dark, and he was like, are you for real right now? And I was, I don't remember, but I even wanted to say, like, I want to say that I did want to say I wanted to do Black Doom, but obviously that's not how that turned out. So now I'll turn it over to Zen, and we'll let them talk about Black Doom.
But before that, of course, let's show you the big, the bad, the beautiful Ultimate or Omega Ranger. Black Doom. Black Doom, Black Doom. He gave me a surprising amount of trouble. As you'll see in the original design, I mean, I had an idea, but I don't think it was the best idea. Obviously, I gave him those little starfish on his shoulders, which you'll see in a bit. I tried making him look like, you know, a standing upright version of himself, and more monstrous features and armor. But in this design, it wasn't fully realized. So when we get to the new design, you'll see that I gave him more defining features to make him, you know, Doom. You'll see soon, or maybe we can get a piece, a little sneak peek of his horn on screen. but you'll see that his horns have sort of a jagged shape coming off of a long horn design. I based them off the Nylok, the leader of the Nylok from Samurai, because those designs are just really demonic, and it's honestly kind of sick. As you'll see from this sneak peek, his horns kind of have, yeah, a long horn with some jagged teeth on the side. I based this off the Nylok, or the leader of them, because most of those designs are very demonic. Here's some Nylok on screen. Hence why I also just put a lot of random features on his design, like eyes on his shoulders, big rib cage torso with teeth on his pelvis and his rib cage. But also, you'll notice in both designs, I gave him legs. Why did I do this? Well, if we're being honest, I don't think they're gonna make a floating dude. I don't think they're gonna just make a CGI floating guy. I think they have to get the suits. Maybe they could have made them green, have it be green screened out, but who knows?
Green screen
Other than
pants.
keeping the basic green screen pants. Other than keeping most of the overall design in check, with the crystals now being on his neck and some other parts of the body, I just, you know, decided to make him look more monstrous than normal Doom, because normal Doom is pretty good, but he could afford to be a lot more a monster. And as you could see on both designs, for the torso, for the necklace, I decided to give him Shadow's symbol. This will have very big ramifications in the future, so you'll see about that when we get there. Maybe one day Doom might be able to take well, like Shadow, this symbol, at least for Doom, dormanizes, what is the word? Suppresses his power. Whereas for Shadow, in the future, it'll amplify it, so, well, let's say we take it away one day. Something big might happen. Ooh, we'll see about that though. I imagine also, like Inkie said with Eggman in the last video, that, you know, well, when we get to showing the final design, his mask, his face, will definitely be in a different position in the suit than the actual head, because I'm a maniac and decided to do some crazy shit with Doom's head, so...
The actor with the suit about to fall over because it's so front heavy.
It's literally a Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's a Leaning Tower of Doom.
Oh, help me!
Help me! Originally, and maybe by the time this video comes out I might fix it in the design, I was originally going to make one of his horns cut off, like Rom from SPD, to drive home that point forward further in the fact that him and Shadow are connected, of course. Little visual parallels wouldn't hurt, of course. I did, of course, want to add the little starfish creature on him because, well, I just thought it'd be cool. And then on the gauntlets, I decided to put the, well, I changed it from the original design. He also doesn't have his galaxy cape, but in the new design, those little danglies that are usually on his torso are going to be put on his gauntlets because, you know, why not? They could be cool weapons. With all that being said, with all that being done, may I present you Bloom Doom. Thank you everybody for watching part 2 of Supersonic Sentai. Ooh!
We hope you enjoyed the second part to this little series that we've been doing.
Ooh!
If you want to see more, please consider subscribing. And if you would like to help fund us in a more financial capacity, consider joining the Patreon, which you can see all the tiers of right here. For just $1 a month, you can get your name in the credits and early access to art/video bit assets. For $5 a month, you can get a once a month specifically streaming on Discord and previous benefits. And finally, for $10 a month, you can get your name/business card of the character, or sorry, you can get your name or your OC in the video credits and a quote shareholder stream once a month, as you will be a part of senior management at that point.
And if you would like to keep up to date with all of the goings on here, we've just recently created a Discord. We will have links to it wherever we can, and you can just join in wherever. We'll have channels for you to, be notified of all videos, future videos and streams. We'll have a place for you to post your art if you want. We'll have, help centers for you and other people to, find resources. We may even have, in the future, monthly movie nights, depending. And we also have some things we cannot disclose on this location at the moment. So we hope you join in. If you are a child, we will exterminate you from the premise. We will exterminate you from the premises. I don't know the right word, but exterminate you from the premises seems about right. Escort.
Yeah. Come hang out with us on the Headache Makers Discord, which will be linked in the description, as well as on our Blue Sky account, and some other places as well.
And we would like to make an addendum real quick to the original video. If you would like to post anything related to our videos and send it our way, please use the hashtag HeadacheMakers without the in it, because I already made the hashtag way before we actually made the channel, so it's already in use, and we will find things way easier there.
Of course. I wrote the there because I was stinking and dumb.
No, she just didn't know that I was, she just doesn't know that I was plotting in the background since the very start of time.
I don't know things a lot of the time.
But I do know one thing: if you like the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, because I think we forgot to tell you that. And it really helps out, because here's the thing, YouTube will punish us if we do bad on videos. Nowadays, at least. We also have a TikTok, and we're about to do shorts, so...
I totally forgot about that. But there will be shorts. And there will be other stuff.
It'll be in the description, but... you should probably watch the YouTube shorts so YouTube doesn't shoot us in the back. Anyways...
yeah, shoot us in the back like Shadow the Hedgehog. I just love Latinas. You can't do that in the first few seconds of the video! What's wrong with you?
I forgot!
I hate you! I hate you!
Beep me out! Beep me out! Beep me out!
I'll beep you out. I gotta turn myself down because I keep peeking.
Just cut to this randomly.
Yeah. Oh man.
Leave the part in where I say just cut to this randomly, and this part right now. But anyways, now I don't know where she's gonna cut this into, but I didn't know she was going with this sort of idea for them all being villains and then turning into Hero Rangers. This has happened in the show before. So please, if she doesn't do it, give us Rouge the Bat as a villain. Let's see what you can do. It might be awesome.
I might do it one day, but today's not that day. Did I draw Omega next, or did I draw Shadow next? I think I drew Shadow.
You drew Shadow next.
I drew Shadow next because I didn't know what I was going to do for Omega.
Yeah.
Speaking of green, let's move on to the final Team Dark member. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This was the Shadow Ranger. The Shadow Ranger, or sorry, not the Shadow Ranger. Oh my gosh. I thought you were going to say something. Okay.
I was. but I just couldn't think of it. I didn't want to commit to anything
Awesome.
too big.
Okay.
Awesome. All right.
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter Bowser Jr.